Hey, welcome everyone to yet another live stream where I review your channels once a month nowadays. It's more regular this time now. So yeah, for all the replay watchers, I will leave timestamps in the description so you can jump to the right reviews you're interested in. All right, so the live chat is already full. Glad to see you all here. Welcome, Stony Creek Heritage Farm. You probably have an outdoor channel, right? Awesome. Sparks Family TV, how are you doing? Law Officer, Jacob, you're new, right? So welcome to my channel. David, how are you doing? Murat, how are you doing? I saw Harley earlier. Joachim, how are you doing? It's so great to see you all. All right, San Diego in the house. Robert Roy, how are you doing? Yeah, if you have a farm, right, it's more about the outdoors than the indoors. That's a good thing that we have mobile cameras nowadays, so you don't have to sit at the PC so much. Edie, okay, Edie, Eddie. There's a German name, Eddie, which you would spell the same way with a double D. So that's the reason why I pronounce it this way, Edie. All right, is that a short, by the way, for a longer name? Trex, how are you doing? Since you just asked about the reviews, I will do it like every time that I ask you to raise your hand when it's time to do the next review, and then I choose one person randomly. This time I will want to do the reviews in a way. You saw in the past month that I always focused on a certain particular topic. Last time it was the active subscribers. Before that it was, I can't even remember anymore, but always a focus. This time I want to ask you the question about your channel. So when you are picked as a channel that I review, then I will ask you what is your main question about your own channel, and then let's see how we can tackle that and find out something more about that particular question. Yeah, will get really interesting, I bet, because you never know what you all ask about your own channels, right? Kind of unique perspectives. I really look forward to that. All right. Hand raise. We'll show you shortly. Okay. Great to hear, David, that your first impression of Morningfame is really great. By the way, everyone who has Morningfame, just as a quick announcement again, I will shortly in the early access program release the new algorithm tab. Which will be really, I so look forward to release that. So if you are not part of the early access program yet, it's just one button click basically to opt in. Go to the accounts page, and at the top you can choose to join the early access program. It will be in a week or 2 weeks. It's nearly done, the first version of the algorithm tab, which will be about how much do you trigger each algorithm, like suggested videos or home or search and Google search? What else do we have? Notifications, subscription feed, all are driven by different algorithms, and we want to know how much we trigger them. And then in the process of developing that tab, I want to, with you together, peel out to find insights from the data that I can provide to you in that tab. Like ideas what you can do in order to trigger these particular algorithms even more. There's a huge potential in there, so this time I want to develop it with you together. This will be really exciting, and yeah, joint I will do it together with live streams to you early access members, so super exciting. All right. Yeah, I do too, Harley. I can't wait. It's kind of interesting, you know. The data is the traffic sources Obviously, yeah, where do your views come from? And with the data that I have, I can, with YouTube's own analytics, it's a lot of clicking and finding out where the views are coming from to get the picture that we actually need in order to, decide how to proceed with our channel in the future. And now, since I'm developing it, we have the chance that the machine collects the data in the way we need it, so we just have a single glance and know what to do. For example, your top search terms you get traffic from is one top list that I could easily do. So we know which follow-up videos to do, right? On which topics, because they worked well in the past. So it makes sense to do them again, or similar videos again, right? All right. Silent Extreme, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel. I think I see you the first time as well. Particularly because you have this unique spelling of silent. I wouldn't even know how to type some of those letters. Gay Green, how you doing? Liquid Ocelot, you're new as well, right? All right. I would say let's get started with the reviews. Right, where's the button? Here we go. Please leave Morningfame review in the chat like this, so that this is basically raising your hands. You want to have a review, and then from those I will pick one randomly, and then over and over again for each review that we do today. Thorsten, how are you doing? Are you from Germany actually? That's a very German name. Oh, you spell it UE, right? That may be American with German heritage. All right, review requests are coming in. Perfect. Super User, how are you doing? Super User, by the way, a great example of someone who is able to jump on trends very well. I did once mention you in one of my videos, so I remember. Okay, I would say then let's pick a number from, how much do we have? 1 to 15. All right. 49. Oh, you can't even see it here. Is the old number, obviously. 14. Let's see, who's number 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. KM World News Live. All right. It's your turn. Let me know in the chat what is your main question about your channel, so that I can then look into what you want to know about your channel, something you're stuck with, or don't know if you do it right, something like that. I have activated low latency, so we can community bed. You cannot have subscribers. All right. Then let's have a look into that. First of all, for everyone else to see, here we got KM World News Live, close to 2,000 subscribers, 2 million views, really good already. So you're well in the game on YouTube, very well, awesome. And what can you see here? What kind of news do you do? I see. It's Comic-Con and games probably. Yeah, Pokemon, Super Mario. Here we have Transformers probably, right? And these are news about those events around it, right? If I understand it correctly. Hi, Urban Cargill. How's Texas doing? Hot hot season right now, I bet. I'm just coming back from Costa Rica, which was super hot as well, dry season. So I'm glad back in Seattle. Only raining. All right. Did you say something about... All right. I just assume that I understand your channel right. You get good comments and good views. Let's get an impression about that. You have the latest one, 74 views. Then you have close to 500, 180, 250, 350. Okay, great. So, okay, Comic-Con related videos, guest news, and cosplayers. Okay, cool. That's the fan. I would say this is basically really well suited for gaining subscribers because it's kind of, you know, you with your channel, you share an interest with your audience, right? The fan news around it. So possibly, I would say gaining subscribers here is possible. Well, yeah, we don't have any special niche here that would make it more difficult. You know, like music channels, for example, they probably just listen in playlists and don't care about the particular channels who uploaded the music, as long as they can just listen to it in playlists, right? Just as an example. So that's different for you here. Okay, let me see. You have, let's see here, 2 comments, 6 comments, 5 comments. Let's have a look at this one, just to get an understanding of what your comments say. All right. Because you have to understand it like this: if you want to gain subscribers, yeah, then it's important that you make people follow through a process. It's not really that they have to do any steps, but first of all, you need high views, so you obviously get people to watch your videos. Let's check on your channel. So the potential to gain subscribers is basically given. They should have high watch time, your non-subscribers, visitors, which I can't see publicly, obviously, but let's just assume that you get high watch time already. I don't know if possibly... no. There was a possibility in the old YouTube webpage to see that publicly, sometimes even, the watch time. Anyway, and then, of course, the next step is to really, until someone subscribes, they really have to be happy about your videos, right? And that a good sign that they are really happy about it is that they start commenting. And I think you could get a little bit more comments, yeah? You're rather on the low end, but let's see. It's about... I see that's the question about a very, very good approach, by the way, here. As someone asked about this, it's related to what you show here in the Stephen King, I think, novel or something that you mention in here, and he's referring to the content here. So that's a really good sign, because Jillian, in this case, is very engaged with your video and asking a question. And it's a really good idea to ask back a question, yeah? Because ideally, sorry, I always pronounce this word wrong. ideally you would have a longer conversation here that really forms a bond between you and the audience member. And obviously it is in the beginning not easy to get right away. I experienced it myself on my channel that it has to, you have to get to a critical mass where people really start commenting often and are really willing to. And you're at the beginning and doing really well at that. Continue to do that. I experienced that getting up your comments is a gradual process because if new people come to your videos and see there's no comments at all, let's say that it's an earlier stage than you are currently in, then they are more hesitant to also leave comments, I believe, because you know, on YouTube generally we don't expect that comments really are worth something. You all experienced, for example, if you leave a comment under my videos, then I always will reply. Over time you realize that, and of course since everyone who's my subscribers, when you come watch the new video, you know that I will reply, so you leave it. So leave comments, and in the first hour a few comments are piling up, so the new visitors who don't know my channel yet are seeing valuable comments already in the comment section, and that makes them more likely to comment as well. So it's kind of a thing that builds up itself over time. And for me, it was sometimes, especially in the beginning as well, I asked back questions, didn't get a reply, but over time that will start work. It's not that you did do not a good reply. It's that it takes some time until these conversations start working. And that would be ideally something that you go towards, so that you have a filled comment section with valuable comments in there, and that sends to a visitor also a signal, yeah, that a good community is going on here, and that is an additional reason to subscribe. Yeah, obviously the common tips that we all give is asking to subscribe, mentioning in the end what is coming up next, for example, so that they think, now I have to subscribe because I don't want to miss this next episode of whatever. If the next Comic-Con is coming up, for example, you obviously, I would say you already do that, right? That you say, like, in 2 weeks we have the next Comic-Con, can't wait to make a video for you about the best things that I saw there, or something like that, right? That's also a reason for people to subscribe, because they don't want to miss that. But what I mentioned here with the comments is also a good reason. Yeah, because you subscribe not only for the videos, but also for the community there and the engagement you can have with the creator. So it's a good idea to work on that as well, to convert more subscribers. Makes sense? Let's see. Scott's Thoughts channel. Yeah, Scott, a good point. It's really a good idea to have this engaged discussion. And by the way, what I do, I don't know if you ever realized, but we have this hearting feature, right? We can just heart comments as a creator. And the heart means that, as you see here as well, they are displayed at the top, right? So it's a way, easy way for us creators also to filter comments in a way that some comments are pushed to the top and more likely to be read by other people who just watched the video. And what I do, for example, I give a heart to a video that is a valuable conversation. If someone asked a really good question, had a doubt about the video, something is not clear in the video, so this gives me a chance when I reply to that comment to clarify what is really meant in the video, or even if something was wrong there, and then justify or correct it, right? Those valuable comments I give a heart, so that they go to the top. And then if someone comes in, they obviously read the first comments in the section, and so this way they then see the hearted comments first, which are those comments that are really valuable and give even a better signal to that new visitor that the comment section is valuable on this channel, right? So this is all like mechanisms to signal to other people it makes sense to comment here, and not like what we usually know in like millions of subscribers channels, for example. They are not able to respond to everyone, obviously. So there, if you leave a comment, it's usually shouting into the forest and nothing comes back. That's a big advantage we small creators have. We can still respond, and that's really valuable to create this fan base, right? And the more fans you create, the more likely it's also creates a draw of new people becoming new fans of your channel. All right, PGH bottom feeders. Yeah, let's shortly go to the next review where I draw one of you randomly. Fingers crossed for you that you are in luck today. KM World News Live, we just reviewed, just said, I cover events and publish the videos as soon as possible after the event. I try to cover the things I like and you're interested. Really great. That's basically jumping on trends here. What you also could do, I don't know if you already do that, like do a video before where you collect all the rumors that what we all will see at the next Comic-Con, so to say, to build up buzz, momentum, and maybe even jump on that trend early before the big channels. This way you can draw in many more views of people, yeah, like being interested in the upcoming event. And obviously, the more views you get, the more subscribers you will also get. It's just every 20 new visitors, one of them will subscribe, or there's some kind of ratio usually. So getting more views is also a way to just get more subscribers. Yeah. And yeah. Okay, I would say let's go over to the next review. Leave Morningfame review in the comments so that you basically are one of the potential reviewees, and I will choose one randomly again. Let's see, do you have some questions in the meantime? Liquid Ocelot, I gave up on Reddit. I'm focusing on Quora. Now Reddit failed me and I have had its same growth numbers there. Reddit versus Quora. Both are good ideas to target, to grow a channel, because you tap into existing communities. They are already big, so a lot of potential views coming your way if you are able to share your videos there. So you don't have to build your own audience on both forums, right? Reddit and Quora, but you have to become an integral member of the community. So you have to engage, like become a friend of this community. That is less work to do than building the community yourself in the first place. However, not also very easy. And obviously Reddit is kind of, it's difficult to do shameless self-promotion, so to say there. But I once had a YouTuber, he told me very successfully promoted his channel. It was drawing comic art on Reddit, in one subreddit or several subreddits, by creating content just for them. Yeah, not just taking the videos that he has, but creating new animations just for the Reddit community. And this way you can inform people about what you do, but you don't shamelessly self-promote yourself so much. So this way you can basically add value to the community in a way. Yeah, that's the idea behind it. But it's really not easy. Quora, I can imagine that's more easy. It's more common there to give professional advice there, which is obviously with a business interest. Makes sense. But both good approaches to use social media to your advantage. Okay, let's draw a number from 1 to 20. 14 was the last one. Here we go. 14 again, okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Axel on fire. How are you doing, old friend? Your turn? What is your main question about your channel? Let me know so I can look into that particularly. All right. Axel on fire. I forgot your name, your first name, unfortunately. Let's see. Let me know what is your main question about your channel. Just for you, everyone else, as an understanding, Axel on fire. Here we have close to 12,000 subscribers, 500,000 of views. So very healthy channel, I would say. And he does Excel tutorials. All the techniques basically to use your Excel spreadsheet for whatever purpose you need, right? It's business oriented, obviously. Oz, yeah, how are you doing? Okay, a general overview. Okay, you want a general overview. Let's then quickly go through it. First of all, I see your publishing on a very different days, right? Did you actually do those different publishing times to figure out which day and time to post is the best one? You might all know Morningfame has a best time to publish report in the velocity tab. And I designed it in a way that it asks you to test out new times, because it's really difficult to find out new times if you always publish at the same time. Because you never know those times you don't publish, how well they would perform. So this would, with publishing at many different times and just testing how well the videos do, is a very good idea to figure out which time to post best. I would say generally advice would be for your channel to publish weekdays, because it's about Excel, it's professional. I would assume that people are watching your videos during work hours on work days because they need it for work, for example. But it's about the subscribers, right? The best time to publish is never about the non-subscribers, because they don't care if the video was just uploaded a day ago or a few hours ago or a week ago. They only care about whether those videos answer their questions, right? It's about when can you catch your subscribers? And for example, lunch break at work would be something that would make sense. For example, so that would be a good thing to test out. Okay, let's move forward. Thumbnails, certainly, that's super important. we can't stress that enough, because that's like the packaging of your product, your video, or the magazine cover of the magazine at the store next to the cashier, right? Which creates that impulse buy. So the same do thumbnails. You have a very clear branding, so especially for your subscribers, they recognize you immediately. I like your creativity, how you show yourself with a sword, a pencil here maybe, a robe of some sort, cowboy. Very funny. Complex filter, dynamic arrays. The question is a little bit, you do use a lot of text, but I think for Excel that makes sense. Let's see how others do the thumbnails. That's usually something, if you look into your niche, yeah, and that's interesting for everyone. It always depends how others design the thumbnails. That makes you decide how you could design it in order to stand out more. And obviously what you see here, it's kind of a mix. You do stand out a bit, but everyone is kind of a lot of text, different colors. So it's a mix here. I wonder, that was also my thought. It's always a good idea to show what you're talking about in the video. And obviously here, this is rand array, so some kind of working with lists in Excel would be the topic here. And could you show those rand array implementations in some sorts? Yeah. If you, for example, just to give you an example, if people are doing tutorials about Photoshop, there it's very common that they show before after pictures, for example. Not so much maybe Photoshop, but Lightroom, for example, before applying the picture to Lightroom and after applying the picture to Lightroom. So the idea is that you show what you will explain in the video. However, the way they did it, obviously here, Excel is not so fancy looking, right? So it's hard to depict it. They showed Excel, but it's also not showing the rand array function in some sorts. So I like yours better in this case, since Excel is a big word on your thumbnail anyway, so people understand that. But maybe somehow depicting something like that, the result you get out of and if it's just an animate, like a drawing of yourself having a list and then something picking random, yeah, something depicting this in a sense, kind of something that visually explains it. Certainly very difficult to do, but here we actually have an example. Look at this animation, this drawing here. It's not an Excel screenshot, right? But it's somehow trying to depict this advanced matching that they explain here in Excel, which is kind of a database style inner join, outer join with the X that since I do something along the way, usually you all who are not working with Excel, you wouldn't really understand what it means, but those people who work with Excel, it tells them something. Yeah, it certainly tells me something, so that's helpful. Yeah, something visual that is easier to digest than reading text. Obviously, the idea is here, when I look at this thumbnail, for example, this part immediately caught my eye. I got a rough understanding, and then I read the text above, because just from the picture it wouldn't be 100% clear what the video will be talking about. So having text here in addition to it is very important, especially considering that you're talking about complex topics. it's not like if you have a tech review channel, for example, and you are reviewing a camera, right? You show the camera, and that's a clear kind of, you add text obviously to explain which camera it is, which brand and version, but it's a different thing. Here you talk about abstract things, so to say, and there's no way around text, obviously. All right, a little bit about that. Let's look into strategy. So you obviously have some really well working videos. Max form control frequency, 3D model. Excel can do 3D, it's interesting. Yeah, so always look into what videos perform best so you can do more of those. Obviously, working with data, crunching data in a complex way does work for you well. I see you're more the advanced explainer, right? So that matches with your strategy on your channel. That's, so to say, a very good product market fit, so to say. Yeah, you produce the right videos for the right people. And obviously, as I see here for the ranking, you do really well here as well. Random data generator, Excel is a search term, obviously, which does really well. So yeah, I would say continue what you do. Sounds really great. You could do a little bit more about your when the best time to post. Maybe this way you can catch more of your subscribers at the right time, get a very high view velocity, and then getting high view velocity certainly through your subscribers who watch the video in the beginning is a very good idea, because that sends signals to the algorithm. And I recently heard, that's new news actually, that I learned recently. We had a event here in Seattle with Daryl Eves talking, and in the discussions afterwards, I learned from him that there are certain times at which the suggested videos algorithm oftentimes picks up a video and heavily promotes it. And that is first after 1 hour. Yeah, with the second hour, the video might catch momentum through the suggested videos algorithm, as well as after 24 hours. Is also like a very specific point in time where the suggested recommendation engine picks up a video and heavily promotes it. Obviously, doesn't work for all videos, but these are particular times. So it's a good idea to have a lot of your subscribers watching in the first hour, so that you have a higher chance to really get the recommendation engine working for you, with starting with the second hour of the video. As well as in the first 24 hours, so that hopefully it picks up after 24 hours. So that's also, yeah, like reiterating how important view velocity is. Yeah, you want to have as many viewers as possible right in the beginning, so that yeah, you have a lot of momentum to show to the algorithm, basically. All right. Hi, author. How are you doing? How to get more views? Let's look into that. I guess that's certainly for every review we do today, we see certain aspects of it. Just right now, this view velocity and publishing at the right time is one critical part of it, because this all works together, right? If you have a lot of subscribers watching, obviously more views, and then if that is enough for the recommendation engine, the algorithm, to pick up your video and promote it more, that's also more views. That's one perspective how you can grow that. And the core of it is obviously your fan base that you need to build, because your subscribers are the first to watch your new videos. Okay, before we let's do the next review. Leave Morningfame review in the comments so that I can pick one of you. You're welcomers. And then I choose one randomly. Let's see. What can we do here? Hydra 3D Max. I just it's just depending on what you write here. It's hidden. You know, the spam filter. Although I want you to write your review depending on how you write it. Yeah, I think review my channel. That's a term that YouTube automatically filters out. So yeah, Morningfame review, like I wrote it here, certainly works for people to see. Okay, in the meantime, do we have some questions? The Uback Tube, great. Yeah, Jeff, how you doing? This first hour, I heard directly from Daryl Eves, and the first 24 hours, I saw it with my own eyes. A friend who has a successful channel, like on the rise right now. He has a few 30k subscribers or so, really taking off right now. And he showed me in his analytics, like really the very clear point where the video really takes off, like many examples on his channel, right after 24 hours. On like clockwork. And he looked into the traffic sources as well. It is actually the suggested videos algorithm as well as the home algorithm. Both are driven the same way, which is both together called the recommendation engine. So these points in time are 24 hours I saw them with my own eye, and after the first hour, that's directly from Daryl Eves. All right. Let's, how many? Okay, 1 to 20. Let's do 1 to 20. Random number. Here we go. 14 was the last one. 14 again for the third time. It should be a random number generator. Maybe there's a bug in the app. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Gaming with David. Your turn. Perfect that we have a gaming channel on here. That's really important that we get one at least in each review live stream. And also thanks for being here for so long already. All right, let's get started. Hi Jama Creek crew, how you doing all? With the next review you might be lucky to get the channel reviewed. Okay, let's go. David, let me know in the comments what is your main question about your channel. What do you wonder about? Where are you stuck a little bit, or you don't know whether you do it right or not? Let me know, and I will try to answer that with looking at your channel. Okay, Gaming with David, 100 subscribers, way to go. The first 100 subscribers are actually the most difficult ones to get, just because you don't know in the beginning what content you need to create in order to get your fans, right? And having the first 100 subscribers basically means you found out certain types of content that you could produce, or in which actually people are interested in. It's kind of the first proof that you are heading in the right direction. And with 6,500 views, you're doing really well already. That's impressive. Hey, Adventure in Dirt, I lost your first name. Huh. How are you doing? Let's see. Gaming with David. Let me know what is your main question about your channel. Let me know in the comments for everyone else to see. All right, the thumbnails are not very telling, unfortunately. It's general gaming. This looks like how was this game called? This big game that's right now. Oh yeah, Ken, how are you doing? This big game, you know, this everyone is playing recently. You lost inspiration a little bit. That's unfortunate to her. No problem for typing slowly. I bet in gaming you're like this master of navigating. It's always impressive how gamers type like this fast. Kind of lost inspiration. So it's a little bit about video ideas, right? That's certainly something not easy right in the beginning. Especially, I had a hard time in the beginning as well to know what video topics work. That's kind of something that I believe the first 10 to 20 videos is very difficult to come up with video ideas. The other ones, then it becomes easier, but certainly it's never ending like this. Coming up with video ideas, it's always a thing, but it gets easier certainly. Here we have LSDFR, LSPD. That's kind of the car game, right? With playing the police, something like that. GTA, obviously with a mod on top. If I remember correctly. Here you have Hearts on Iron 4, Hearts of Iron, different games. Gaming PC, new gaming PC, awesome, great to hear. Gaming headset, okay. It sounds a little bit like all over the place for your what you do there. You know, in the beginning, if you're starting out, it's certainly all about understanding what your audience wants to watch. And obviously combining that with what you would like to do, right? You want to have fun with it and not just like doing only the videos that, yeah. Hydramax, please wait for the next review and then I choose someone randomly. In between, it's the way it works here. All right. What you want to do maybe is to figure out what kind of content you really want to produce. Obviously, your gaming headset, new gaming PC, that was is something you would probably not do again since you don't buy new gear that often. The question is which plays games you want to play, and I think that's more a meta discussion. It is really hard to get into games as a gamer nowadays because we have a lot of competition here. Really hard in the AAA game space, right? Because there are so many other gamers, big gamers, who are producing videos there, and it's hard for you to get your foot in the door for those games. What you could do is talk about special mods of those big games, for example, where big gamers don't talk a lot about, or you talk about indie games which are not so well known that people are big gamers are covering them as well. It is, I think, especially for a gaming channel in the beginning, a challenge of finding your niche where the competition is lower. Yeah, if you're playing games that are very well known, then the competition is so high that you really will have a hard time to grow your channel in the beginning. So think about what mods could you talk about, what special editions of something that is not so well known, indie games that are not so well known in general, and certainly try to start new games all the time. Yeah, I actually have a video on my channel. Let me see if I can bring it up, which will be very inspirational for you, where a gamer played. He is basically a gamer who is in the area of building games, SimCity style. He a building game of a prison architect was one, Sim Tower, something like Sim Tower, but it was not called like this. You build a high scraper with everything that you need inside there. Sim Airport was one, like these building games, right? So he started to play many different building games, and then finally with Sim Airport, he rode the wave of spiking search traffic, because Sim Airport was a very successful game. It was just released, an indie game that was early access, I think, at this point, but a lot of interest from gamers there, and his channel really blew up over it. Yeah, here you go. This one here. Have a look at this video. It's earlier, one of the very early videos on my channel. Have a look there. And I think it would be a good idea that you think about what kinds of games you like to play. Obviously, I see like the first-person shooter or first-person driver, the car game I saw as well. So you will probably be more in this area. But think about there was a game where you play a truck and drive around doing deliveries, stuff like this. So this is kind of more an indie game, lesser known game. You will have a much easier time to get your foot in the door there than trying to go for GTA 5, for example, right? All right. I would say, I hope this helps. Yeah, think about what kind of things you want to do, and then once you have decided on the types of games, start playing new games. Every now and then you will, since you have a certain type of game, switching to a new game will more likely be able for you to keep your existing subscribers, because it's not just any other random game, but a similar game that is similar style, so they keep being interested in your new videos about your new game as well. And this way you can test out, and over time there will be some games that really perform well, and you stick with it and continue to grow with those games that you figured out, really draw a big audience. That's basically the strategy here. All right, I would say let's leave Morningfame review again. Everyone who wants the review, and I will choose one random again. In the meantime, Piano Gleis, how you doing? I'm actually a small YouTuber. How could I bring more subscribers? I did not see much improvement, although I use less competitive keywords or good quality content. Certainly, I would first ask about, do you bring enough views? Because it's just, you can't expect that many subscribers if you don't have many views in the first place. So certainly optimizing your videos for search is a good idea. And also keep in mind there that if you're optimizing your videos for search, for evergreen topics, they will keep getting views for a year, for 2 years or so. And I realized for my channel, for example, it's not usually the new videos that bring in new subscribers, but the old videos that are optimized for search and drive more and more views. Yeah. So be just patient there. They will drive more subscribers, hopefully. But also, if you spool back the first review we did today, I talked a lot about gaining subscribers. Just a quick saying it again. It is a little bit subscribers. Convincing people to subscribe is a process. First of all, you need to get many views so that the likelihood that someone subscribes just increases. You have to ensure that you have a high watch time, especially if you use the Morningfame report. And then look into the workshop tab for watch time to ensure that your watch time for visitors is above average. Yeah, if it is not, then this is the most important metric to work on. Improve your watch time, because the longer people watch who see your channel for the first time, those non-subscribers, those visitors, the more likely they become to subscribe. And obviously it's also a good idea to engage with them in the comments, because as soon as you are able to establish this personal connection, then they are more inclined to subscribe. Yeah. And by the way, one tip I didn't mention before is make your channel page look telling. What is your channel about? That at one glance you understand what is the channel about, should I subscribe or not? Because many people watch a video, like it, but then go to the channel page, look there first, and if it sounds good, then they subscribe on the channel page. Yeah, so that's also a big part of it. All right, let's choose the next reviewer. This time we have a little bit fewer who ask, so let's do a 1 to 15 number. Here we go. We have 14 again. 10 is the next number. All right, let's see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Patty, how are you doing? Your turn. Okay, here we have a music channel, which is actually quite interesting. I just had a chat with someone in the comments of my videos who had a hard time to optimize her videos for in the music niche. The point is, she's also doing covers. Patty, I think you're doing also original songs, right? Let's have a look. Here we have Patty. By the way, let me know in the comments what is your biggest question about your channel, so I can try to answer that. Here we go. Patty plays a very special instrument. I forgot the name actually. But yeah, this by itself makes it very original, and obviously she has the advantage to optimize her videos for the name of this instrument, which is a very unique niche and less competitive, I bet, in general. But in general, if you do cover songs, people don't really search that much, it seems, about cover songs. They search about the main artist and the song, but that's usually very competitive. So it's kind of tricky in this niche, it turns out. I don't have a definite answer for that either, at least yet. But by the way, I really like that you followed through with the trend of St. Patrick's Day. Your contest thumbnail looks really great. Actually, some of your latest thumbnails, amazing. A little bit of inspiration from Marco, by any chance? Really great here. Okay, let's see what the Mbira. Yummy. Beer, the drink, like once you took the gulp in. good thing to remember. Beera. Um, with search. Okay. Oh, I was thinking maybe you wouldn't ask for search, because I really struggled this time with the other music artist who asked me about optimizing her videos for search. Because of this issue with the main artists being very competitive if you optimize for that. But anyway, let's look into that. Obviously, we see that you're optimizing very effectively for long tail search terms here. What I wonder though is, are those actual search terms? When Irish eyes are smiling instrumental. And that's a song, right? Let's have a look here. It doesn't seem to be. Oh, it is interesting. Yeah, it's a very good search term here. You should be ranking here, right? Here we go. That's yours. Awesome. So that works well already. So obviously, that's the important part for everyone here to know. If you're choosing your tags, they all should be search terms that people are actually searching. Yeah, when Irish, this is probably not a search term, right? That sounds to me like too unique. Here, a red X, that's very unique. But anyway, since it's so unique, it was easy to rank here number 1. But then again, no one really is searching this search term, so ranking number 1 here doesn't really help with your traffic. This is the important part, that you figure out what people are searching for, so you can rank here. But you have a very clear understanding. When Irish eyes are smiling is the song. Obviously, you optimized for that. Which is even a search term on Google, which is interesting to know. Let's quickly go to Google here. Search results on Google. Are you actually showing up? Ah, too bad. I think this is, but that would have been a chance here. You're obviously, this is ideal, yeah. If you optimize your videos and it is a search term for YouTube and Google, you can get traffic from both sides. What is important here, I think, is, I don't know, let's see again for the search results on Google. Here, these are also songs, obviously, right? All songs and also... Yeah. Because the question is, Google is more keyword driven than YouTube is. YouTube is looking at watch time and all that to decide how high to rank a video. Google doesn't have this information, so they are depending on the metadata of the video much more than YouTube does. When Irish eyes are smiling, let's see, show all metadata. Here's your description. You have it in here, perfect. With information about this song, which is really great. You have the lyrics even, which is awesome, by the way. Yeah, you do it really well. I couldn't even do it better. Huh. So this is really well optimized. Couldn't even give it a tip here. What do we have here? All I have to do is dream. Instrumental. This is also an old song, right? This is so these are not the latest hit songs, but instead older songs that like classics. Right? Let's see about that. It's Everly Brothers. Ah, I see. What you could do is obviously mention Everly Brothers as well in your title. Yeah, the tags don't matter that much. The title is certainly most important, as well as the description helps here. Do you mention Everly Brothers? You do mention them here, so that's good. The metadata is certainly good here. But then again, it's this particular one is a very competitive search term, as we can see here, E's and F's, which is too competitive for your channel. But it's also a YouTube and Google search term, which is really interesting, by the way. You obviously, with the classics, you have a lot of potential to rank on Google as well. But in this case, I see, since the Everly Brothers are so famous, Google is showing up here the original song only and no other YouTube videos, other recordings of this song. I see. This is kind of like other videos where yours could appear as well. Let's see, other songs. Is yours part of it, by the way? Unfortunately not. I don't know, do you sing on those videos as well? Because it might be helping for the closed captions, yeah? That, what you could do if it makes sense, but it's probably a lot of work for you to do. What is very interesting here for ranking in Google, and by the way, the same thing is true for YouTube as well, but very important for Google, is the closed captions are part of your metadata. And yeah, it's all instrumental in your case, right? But the closed captions are also useful for karaoke, right? I mean, you could basically do it, make it your thing that your songs are instrumental and be used for karaoke. You might even optimize your video, mention karaoke or something in it, so that if people want to do karaoke, they can search. Yeah, in this case, all I have to do is dream karaoke, and then they find your video. Maybe it's even a search term. Here you go. All I have to do is stream karaoke. So that's people searching it for that case. It's also a search term that is low enough competition for your channel, so you could easily rank here. I don't know, do you happen by coincidence to rank here already? Unfortunately not, but that would be a perfect opportunity for you. And also for Google it would help. So what you would do is create closed captions for your song so that people see it, the closed caption to sing along with this song, for example. Yeah, that would be a great idea here. Obviously, doing those closed captions is a lot of work, especially when you're having to do the timing yourself, because you don't sing, so it's a lot of work. So it's a question of whether you could do that or not. But what you would do then is, like in your videos in the beginning, you do an overlay, like in your video, like during your video editing, where you say like, click closed captions to see the lyrics in order to sing along or something like that. Yeah, you know that people know they can click the closed captions. Otherwise, people would forget, not think about that. And then the closed captions could be used for that. And that in particular would help you to rank on Google as well, because the closed captions obviously are important metadata for Google as well. That would, I found an article. You have, for some search terms, you have this video carousel, right? We had search history when Irish eyes are smiling. This one was it. There we had this this video carousel here, which is more the standard thing. in order to appear here, you don't have to do that much. You only have to make a video which really is the answer to the question or really fitting. But sometimes you see like this big a video similar to this one here, especially in how-to topics. It also selects a certain portion of the video. Like you see the player here, and from minute 1 to minute 3, this part you would only watch if you click play here. And this is very much driven from the closed captions. Yeah, so that is very that is also a proof that Google is analyzing the closed captions heavily here. So if you include the lyrics for the purpose of karaoke, it would be really helpful in this case. Yeah, but in general, I would say you're doing really a great SEO here. Obviously, you understand it really right. I think you use Morningfame for that even. So thank you for your support. So just hang in there, continue to do that. And especially the interesting effect is that after 6 to 9 months, evergreen videos start to rank higher. It's kind of like a hockey curve in a sense that the daily views in the beginning are very high because your subscriber watches like the initial traction. It goes down then, but then after some time it slowly goes up because the video starts ranking for more search terms and driving more and more views. So over time you will drive more and more views with your older videos. Thanks first for your SEO because that's really important to make that happen in the long run. And second of all, you obviously do very evergreen content because you're covering classic songs. So what else could be more evergreen, right? So perfect. I hope that helped a bit. Yeah, look into the closed captions. That's certainly a very important part here. Okay, let's go over to the next review, Morningfame review, and I will choose one of those who leave it in the comments by random again. Absolutely my pleasure, Patty. All right, let's see in the meantime. Some questions. All right. Robinson family vlogs, yeah, Spanish is no problem. We can like try to understand I can speak a few words of Spanish, but really just a few. All right. Let's draw a number. Okay, we have 10 is the last one. Number 1, wow. Sparks Family TV, that's you. Awesome, family channel. Let's go ahead. Here we go. Yeah, let me know, Sparks Family TV, what is your main question about your channel? What do you wonder about? Let's see. All right, let everyone get an impression of your channel. So 2 to 3 videos per week. Wow, that's quite a lot. Yeah, on your road to 1K subscribers, I think, yeah, monetization is a little bit away still, but it looks good that you, yeah, arrive at this point rather sooner than later. Excellent. Okay, what do we have here? We have a comic. How can we show up more in suggested videos better? A great question. I have to say a really tough one, but I'll share everything that I think about that for you. All right. Let's see. You do toys. You review toys a lot, right? Then St. Patrick's Day was a topic for you as well, obviously. Very great. Jumping on trends always helps. Not always works, but it's worth the gamble, certainly. Can bring huge views. Yeah, a lot of toys. Okay, cool. By the way, just for your information, I think you already got it down quite right, but at last Vid Summit I was in a talk about a family vlog as well, and they explained how they changed their channels over the year. Very successful channel, and they have direct contact with YouTube, and they once did a channel where the kids tested candy and all that stuff, and they don't really like to see kids watching eating unhealthy foods, so they pivoted towards showing games, which is YouTube is totally happy with. Yeah, you do it already right, just as a side note. Okay, suggested videos. Okay, the kids niche. Yeah, the kids niche is very unique. It's really different from any other niche because young kids do not search or navigate YouTube like we teenagers and above do. Yeah, they probably can't even type words yet. I don't know. Do your kids, the kids who watch your videos, are they able to write already, or are they? Which age group would you say is it mostly? I'm just assuming, just from seeing your kids who are very young, I don't know, not even in primary school yet. I just assume that they can't write yet. So they navigate differently, and they heavily navigate using suggested videos, as well as, of course, the autoplay is a natural thing for the kids to use because they I lost the train of thought. Anyway, I think I've said enough to you understand what I meant. Anyway, okay. So it's a good thing, but the way how they start watching YouTube, I learned from other channels, kids channels, is that the parents choose the channels that they start watching. And then it's basically suggested videos and autoplay. But what ideally you would achieve is that your channel is chosen by parents to be a good channel, where they feel like safe, that the kids can watch each and every video without any doubt, so that they oftentimes choose one of your videos as the first for the kids to watch. Yeah, that would be basically the goal. So in your case, the channel page is very important. Yeah, in some sense, the parent will discover your channel, and they will certainly look at your channel page in order to decide whether it's worth subscribing, kind of like a marker, a bookmark for them, to when the next time the kid asks to watch YouTube, they can easily bring up your channel and click a video on your channel, kind of like this. Yeah, the channel page is important to make the parent feel this is the right channel for their kids, and so they will recommend that or give videos from your channel for their kids to watch in the future. So let's have a look here. Interesting. You say toy reviews, family adventures, fun learning. Well, I really like the fun learning part here, because learning is something that speaks to the parent, obviously, right? Not really to the kid. They don't want to have. They only want to have fun, but parents always want them to learn something along the way. So that's good. Yeah, family adventures, toy review. I think it's already really clear to show review board game. Huh? Is it? What would you say? Is it actually something that kids themselves watch as entertainment? I mean, quite frankly, I would need to watch your videos now, but I couldn't do that in the stream for copyright reasons. Because is it you know, what is your channel? Is it something that the kids could watch as entertainment, just as entertainment, or is it rather a channel where parents search on YouTube for certain game reviews and then they watch these reviews with the kids together so that both can get excited about the game, parent and kids, so that they decide to buy the game? Yeah, is it rather that? Because that then depends on how you approach your design. Yeah, if you are targeting the parents more, yeah, then it's more about talking to them also in the thumbnails. What is the advantage of the game from their perspective? Yeah, what can the kids learn? Or when for which occasion this game is for, yeah, because if you're focusing on toy reviews, more kids entertainment, but let's go have family together. Okay, then kids entertainment. Then I would keep it at that, for kids entertainment. So the thumbnails have to speak to the kids themselves directly and not to the parents, because if your video shows up in the suggested videos, then they have to click yours. So the big question is, obviously you have to do everything right for when your video shows up in the suggestions, that the kid is inclined to click your video rather than the other videos. Yeah, that's one important mechanism. And when we talk about that, it is a lot about how well does your thumbnail stick out among the other thumbnails. With color, for example, here when we compare it, obviously your bright yellow in the background works really well to draw in the attention of the kid's eyes. So the kid clicks it then. So very good idea. Certainly much better than this here. Yeah, maybe something like this is very funny. Yeah, I think, you know, what is really important is that the kid has also a connection to the thumbnail in some sense, and other kids doing funny stuff is always a attention magnet for other kids, right? And if you're showing the character here, it sometimes has a very big effect. For example, if you have a cute character, for example, yeah, then that itself draws a lot of attention. But I think this idea is really good to show the face of the kid here, although I would brighten it up a little bit to make it more visible. It's not perfect here in terms of image editing, so to say. because chances are that they don't even know the character. If they know it, I don't have any clue how famous this character is here, but I'm assuming it's only a character that is specific to this particular game and it doesn't appear anywhere else. It's just a random fox. And so they don't know this character. They don't feel a connection. If you show the princess from Frozen, for example, yeah, then obviously that is an attention magnet because everyone knows her. But if you don't know the character, I think it's a better idea to make your kids front and center, like this, for example, or even without the character. It's not too important to have the character then anymore. Because, yeah, they making funny faces, doing something stupid or something where, yeah, the kids start to laugh. This is always a good idea to speak to them because that ultimately then drives your click-through rate, and click-through rate is one really important factor for the suggested videos algorithm. That is really a fact. YouTube published that. So working on that, yeah, to really like make this connection with the kids. I think that would be probably the most important part to do right now, yeah, for the next step in order to get into the suggested videos algorithm, to work on your thumbnails. Try to improve your click-through rate as much as you can. And by the way, do it based on data. Or maybe show the thumbnails as a test to your own kids as well. Yeah, and if they say like, if you show it to them and then they immediately point to it and like, this is funny, like some really natural reaction to it, then you got it right. Yeah, if you ask us, old people, yeah, we will approach it from a graphic design perspective most likely, yeah, and that's not really helpful. You have to have it creates an impulse in some sorts, yeah, like a reaction in the kid's eye, and I think kid psychology is really important at that point. So if you test it with your own kids and they react in some sort, then you find out kind of what your thumbnails really need to do in order to draw in attention. Yeah, something cute, something funny, something weird. I don't know. Yeah, right. Is something along the way. All right. I hope that helped. All right. I would say let's draw the next review right away. Leave that in the comments, and I will choose one randomly again. In the meantime, let's see if you have some questions. Yeah, good idea to follow Team YouTube on Twitter, by the way. At Team YouTube, just one word. It's a really great Twitter account. I have the bell on Twitter, obviously, because I need to stay informed. And there is a lot of information out there that people were wondering. Recently, the sorting option in the search was turned off. Many asked me about why it doesn't work anymore, and it was actually explained the reason that YouTube turned it off by design for some time, for example, that I learned at Team YouTube. So get this Twitter account. Follow that Twitter account. Really helpful, really helpful. Okay, let's draw a new number. All right, not so many ask for it anymore, so your chances are increasing. One was the last number. Number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, Brick Move, it's your turn. And you already asked your main question, how to boost your successful videos. Your hero content. Yeah. Very good idea. The first thing to do here is linked content. Brickmove, do you happen to have a Morningfame account? And would it be okay for me to show it to you publicly? Because then I could look into something interesting. Just let me know if that's okay. Awesome. Because in order to boost your hero content, obviously it makes sense to use your social media and all that. I mean, we don't have to talk about that. That's no-brainer that you use the outreach that you have. Obviously, an email list is very helpful. As you all know, I use it, for example, to announce my live streams. So that way I get a good turnout. And okay, just a second. Let me show something. But you might not have the enough outreach to really boost it. Here we go. Let me show you browser here. This is actually a very early version of the algorithm tab. It will be looking much more fancy once I release it in a few weeks. But just to give you an idea here, because we already see the numbers here, that's your traffic that you got in the last 28 days. Yeah, or in this case, I think only 3 weeks. It doesn't have, takes a week to get the extra data. Anyway, it's 3 weeks of time. You do really well in YouTube search. So certainly, yeah, your hero content, optimize it as well. Obviously, that's always something you could do. I wonder why you have so few Google search options. It might have to do something with your content. Let's look at it quickly for everyone else. 4K subscribers, over 500,000 views, which is really great. Lego figures, Lego model, all the Lego stuff. Okay, it could be that you're reviewing certain Lego sets, right? So it's interesting. Maybe you can look into optimizing for Google as well. Because I would say from type of content that you do, yeah, we want to learn more about certain newly released, for example, Lego sets. And that obviously there are search terms out there that are used on Google as well for that. Let's see, for example, we have Brick Factory Berlin Figuren. That could be something that is also used on Google. Let's check that. Oh, that's actually not a search term. You optimized for here. Brick Factory Berlin is the name of the Lego set, I would assume, and this is also for YouTube and Google a search term that is used there. So I think, oh, you're ranking, wow. 3 videos for it. You're doing really great here, wow. And another one. So that's kind of like a, not just one set, but a series of sets, I assume. Let's see if on Google we have a video carousel. Okay, there is You rank as a separate video here. You do really well. Interesting. Interesting. You should get more Google views actually. I wonder, this is Lego Brickfiguren. It's the reason why you don't get that many views might be maybe most people click here right away because there's a special website for this series and they don't feel inclined to watch something else or something. Usually the first results get the most views, right? Clicks in this case. And it goes down the lower you rank. So you do really well here for optimizing and search. Okay, let's continue the thought process. Anyway, you optimize really well. Continue to do that. You even get suggested videos. Okay, so I see there are two approaches in order to promote your hero content. Obviously, you have to build up the anticipation for your active subscribers. Yeah, you get a lot of views from your subscriptions since you have 4,000 subscribers, and in the last 3 weeks 400 views from subscription, which is usually really low, but that's a good sign that you have an active subscriber base. That's really helpful there, as well as notifications. People click it. So you're doing a really good job of drawing in the people that are your most active subscribers. Hi Shelly, how are you doing? This way you can build momentum, because the idea is you publish a new video and via notifications and subscriptions, first people watch your videos, and then this builds the momentum, the view velocity, yeah, to trigger the suggested videos algorithm. Yeah, and if you would do some video before your hero video, yeah, that we'll talk about, and next week stay tuned, ring the bell to not miss it. I will talk about this and this Lego brick set or something like that. I already ordered it and it will arrive in 3 days, and I can't wait to make a video about it, for example. Yeah, let's say it like this. For example, car frequency, how are you doing? This way people will stay tuned and are more inclined then to click the video once they get the notification. And this way, as much try to build up momentum or anticipation, so you get a lot of viewers right in the beginning. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, there are two very specific time points where the suggested videos algorithm can kick in, as well as home, where you're doing really well already. This is after the first hour, so you would try to get as many people watching your videos, as many subscribers watching your videos in the first hour of the video, so that hopefully in the second hour the suggested videos algorithm kicks in, although I think that it's more something that happens for much larger channels, but anyway, try to do it anyway. As well as after 24 hours, it happens a lot that the suggested videos algorithm kicks in, and that is really dependent on your view velocity and how much those subscribers enjoyed it. Obviously, doing the right content for your fan base is always very important, so they also have to enjoy those videos, but try to work on getting as much momentum as you can by increasing your active subscriber base through engagement, through the comments, so they feel the connection, they keep being loyal to your channel, so that you have that momentum, and this way can trigger suggested videos more easily, which will help your hero content. And of course, link content. That is one algorithm, so to say, that it's not really an algorithm, but a set of mechanisms, playlists, cards, end screen, yeah? All that are mechanisms where you can recommend your content. The idea would be, if you do a hero video, yeah, that in the end screen in particular, when you publish this hero video, you take a few of your videos who are driving a lot of views all the time. Yeah, your evergreen content. You obviously optimize very well for search. So you have videos there that continue to drive views, and put your hero video in the end card, as an end card into the end screen. And with that, like let's say it's 5 videos, for example, you don't have to do it for all videos, just the biggest one that drives the most views. And this way you will start to draw in the views to your new hero videos, and with that push the momentum that new video has even more a little bit, and hopefully this brings you above the threshold where then the suggested videos algorithm kicks in. Yeah, so you don't have to see the link content as something, yeah, it only brings in, like, say 100 views or so, 100 views more or less. That doesn't really make a big difference. It can make a big difference when it's timed correctly. If you focus this attention towards the first day of your video in particular, then you may bring in enough momentum. Yeah, do it all the same time. Have active subscribers keep coming back, watch your video on the first day. Have your end screen bring new people in at that time, at the first day. Have your social media, use your social media to bring as many people on the first day in as well. And that hopefully is enough to then get, level up with your video to get recommended, suggested by YouTube. And with that, the hero video can really take off. All right, I hope that helped. Unchovable PUBG Mobile. Unchovable. What is this? Is that an English word actually, or is it kind of a word play? Yeah, feel free to ask a question. A good question actually about optimizing for YouTube or Google. You can do both with the Morningfame keyword research tool, and that's also the reason why I mentioned it earlier. It is, see Google as the cherry on top. Yeah. The point is this, and that ties also into what I just said with the process with promoting your hero content. Is the different traffic sources that there are, have very different characteristics, and Google search as well as promoting your video on social media are very valuable sources, because external views are very, YouTube likes to get new people to the platform, so they are very valuable. But there is no virtuous circle that directly, on social media or on Google search that can catapult your video up. But on YouTube, you have this virtual circle about all the different algorithms working together. For example, you have the notifications that brings in you the views, but then again, these views produce signals for the algorithm, the suggested videos algorithm, and based on that, suddenly the suggested video algorithm can do more promotion. And if it's doing well then, there as well, then also you will rank higher in search, because YouTube has all the data about that people are enjoying the video. So it's all leveling, building up, one and another. It's a network of algorithm that the more you do right, the more it lifts up in other areas on YouTube. And that can't really happen with getting traffic from Google search that much. The dependencies, the interrelations between the algorithms is not so strong when you come from external. So it's really important that you optimize for YouTube first, because you want this synergy effect of all the potentially all the algorithms working together. By the way, YouTube went on record that if you do well in search, then you have a more higher likelihood to rank or get promoted in suggested videos as well. So yeah, it works together. So you want to optimize for YouTube first, and then if you can optimize it for Google on top, yeah, that's perfect then. Yeah, see it this way. But just optimizing for Google and not for YouTube wouldn't make sense. Yeah, you just leave opportunity on the table. All right, let's do the next review. Please leave Morningfame at review on your in the comments, and I will choose one randomly. In the meantime, Patty, by the way, Josephine was the one who I am currently discussing the issue of ranking music videos. By the way, Josephine, I don't know whether Patty said to you already, we had this idea of doing using the cover songs for karaoke. That could be an angle where you potentially could optimize your videos as well, because people actively search for karaoke songs, and even if you cover a song that is very well known by a popular artist, for karaoke, they search directly, instead of just the original song. Yeah, my pleasure, PUBG Mobile, with the English word that I still wanna understand. I will have to Google that later. All right. Josephine, yeah, true. You are singing, right? I don't know. Maybe it still makes sense. I don't know. I mean, they would like to have instrumental, but at the same time, they also need the melody for singing. So I think the most important thing for karaoke is to have closed captions or open captions that people can easily sing along. That would be the necessary thing to add in order to do a proper karaoke song. But other than that, even if you sing, maybe it sounds even better if a proper voice is singing as well, right? So I wouldn't mind, actually. All right, so let's draw a random number then. Let's go ahead. 9 was the old one. And here we have... I didn't click properly. Here we go. 1. Second time today that we got the 1. Who is the first? Josephine. So cool. Okay. Then I can... let's have a closer look. I just said a little bit about potential ways to optimize. Yeah, again, for someone who didn't watch in the beginning of the stream, Josephine, it does cover songs of popular songs, and it's very difficult to optimize for that, because obviously those famous artists have their music videos online and they are the first to rank, and therefore it's difficult to optimize your videos. So here we have close to 500 subscribers. Nice. So obviously you can understand that it's difficult to optimize your videos at this point, because the channel is still small. Here for your idea, Treat Me Right is, I don't know which song, but anyway, Billie English, ID Bia. Reacting to Hidden Talents, This Love Will Rise is a song as well. Before your audition. So you give a little bit of advice as well, do you? From the comments that I had, you left me on my videos, I had a different impression a little bit. So you're more broader actually with your content that I thought. With the black rhythms here are original songs. Ah, I see. Okay, so that cool. Here we have reacting to talent. This is one of the songs. Let's see how you this Love Will Rise original song live. So you said this love will rise. Rise. Huh. That's interesting. Is that even a song that is well known? No. Now I have to close. Sorry, cluttered up here. Okay, here we go. Doesn't seem like this. This love will rise live. This love will rise. I think you know, if you do cover songs, it's your song. Yeah, true. Okay. Then obviously there's no search term for it. Who knows? You said it yourself before, right? If you invent something new, no one is searching for that. They don't know what to search for. So this way you have, I would say, then you have to go from a different angle. That's a little bit like I said in my comment, moods or purposes. Yeah, love songs, for example. Let's say love song for your boyfriend or girlfriend. Let's do both. Here it's still very competitive, but it's not. Yeah, it's too far away. Okay. Boyfriends with lyrics. Okay, that is closer already. If we look at the bar charts, then we can see that it is closer, and it's very. Oh wow, that's interesting. You see here, videos are not very optimized for this search term, and it's a search term for YouTube and Google actually. So this is a special case. As you see here, love songs for your boyfriend with lyrics, yeah, is a search term, but no one really is using it. As you see with the yellow markers, there are a few words: lyrics, love, boyfriend, all that, right? So what I just wanted to say, you usually have issues with these grades, right? But here we have a special case. Yeah, it is hard to tell for the tool itself, but if you have a search term that has a green check, yeah, be careful. If you have a red X, then this advice does not work. It has to have a green check, so it's a search term that people do search. And if the average relevance is really low, like 11% is super low in this case, yeah. It's beyond an A even, basically. Then you have a very specific effect. Check the search results and see the yellow markers here. And if you see like really people do not optimize their videos for it, which is the case here in this case, then you have a special situation where you can beat the competition with relevance. Yeah, usually you can't just use relevance to beat the competition, because the other three factors are really important. They tell like the ranking power the channel generally has. That's a reflection of that. So the relevance has to be high, but you can't really make up bad grades with bad grades for the first three. You can't really make that up with a high relevance score. But if it's really a very large difference, like average is optimized 11% and you would optimize for 100%, yeah, that would be the goal in step 4 in the review tool. Then you could actually rank first, because you have to understand it like this: the search in YouTube works in a sense that relevance is really important, but YouTube kind of categorizes videos as in groups of relevance. Yeah, a little bit more or less relevant than another video doesn't really do an impact, but YouTube has videos that are highly relevant for a search term and videos that are loosely relevant for a search term. And what you see here is all the videos that you here see are only loosely relevant for that search term. And YouTube actually has no videos whatsoever that is actually highly relevant for this search term. So you can imagine that YouTube first shows in the search results those that are highly relevant for the search term, and below that then it falls back to videos that are loosely relevant. Yeah. And what you have here is a search term where only loosely relevant videos are and no highly relevant ones. So when you upload your own video for this search term here, and I would say your original song here would work for this search term because it's a love song, and yeah, maybe you would say for your girlfriend instead, but I think that's also a search term. Then we saw that before. Anyway, you can rank number 1 here because you are then the only video that is highly relevant for this search term. And for YouTube search, relevance is obviously a important factor because you wanna YouTube wants to serve the relevant videos for what the person searched for. So this could be an angle, like a very specific angle, which you could approach in order to rank high, and then hopefully this search term will also bring you a lot of traffic. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Obviously, YouTube Morningfame estimates here it being a very high traffic search term, but we can't really say for sure because all those videos are loosely relevant only. And most likely, for example, this one with close to 10 million views got the videos views from other search terms or suggested videos and so on. Yeah. So you will have to see. But I hope this is kind of a new angle for you to, hopefully get your foot in the door for search. Certainly continue to try it, and of course be patient because evergreen videos will start to rank over time higher. So that's also a chance for you. All right, I would say this is the last review for today. But before we end it, do you have any questions? Yeah, thanks. That's a German accent, actually. I remember when someone told me that backup of YouTube channel and videos direct from YouTube servers to your own hosting account was not possible. Okay. Downloading. Be careful about the downloading. That's actually against the terms. But anyway. Show up in search. Any other questions? Let's do a round of questions before that we end this today. Hi, Isaac. How are you doing? Spiel und Zeug aus Deutschland auch? Titled Apex, how can you rank in search when the competition is steep? A great question. It is actually no way around it. You have to understand that the competition is the most deciding factor for search. If you have a small channel and this competition is high, then you have no chance to rank. You can add as many tags as you want, do the best description you can, best title. It won't help. You have a certain ranking power, and only if this ranking power is enough, yeah, size of the channel, then you can beat the competition. So the only way around it is to find search terms that are less competitive. Each search term has a certain amount of competition, depending obviously on the videos that rank there, yeah, in this particular search term. And if you find a search term that big channels don't rank for because they didn't think of this topic or a search term in particular, yeah, then you have a chance to rank there. You always have to look at this from this perspective. That's really the make or break of successful SEO, that you target a search term that has low enough competition, that the size of your own channel, the ranking power that you have for your own channel is enough to rank there. Yeah. And by the way, if you rank on the first day for the search term, then you did that right. But many small channels still see that their videos go down in rank over time. After a week, they don't rank anymore. That then is an indication that your watch time is too low, your click-through rate is too low. So especially for small channels, it's important to work on your thumbnails and your watch time to have like sustained ranking even, yeah, because a video, once it ranks, it is continuously evaluated by the search algorithm, and if it doesn't perform well, it doesn't get a lot of click-through or high watch time, then the search algorithm will decide, okay, let me rank it down over time, because there are other videos that perform better, get more click-through, get more watch time, and this way it has better search results, obviously. So this is kind of a combination of all that. Josephine, yes, highly relevant is very much tied to your title. Yeah. So the best thing you can do for highly relevant metadata is to have your title just the search term you optimize your video for. Yeah, nothing else, just your search term. That would be the perfect title from an SEO perspective. And obviously, I generally talk about relevance, highly relevance, in terms of how Morningfame measures relevance. And obviously, when you go to step 4 of the keyword research tool and fill in out everything there, the tool helps you to get this percentage up as much as you can. And obviously, when you have the search term as your title, then you get the maximum score for your title SEO. Should a larger channel over 50K be concerned about ranking in search? It depends on, good question, it depends on what kind of channel you are. A tech review channel, for example, is a good example. Generally, a product review channel is oftentimes a lot of very driven by search, because the reason why you produce the video is that people can search for it and then find an answer, find a review about the product, right? And those channels sometimes struggle with building up a subscriber base. Yeah, because I mean, if I buy a new camera, I will certainly search for that. And once I bought the camera, I will maybe be interested in watching a few more videos on that channel about microphones that I could attach to the camera. But then I'm kind of done with shopping gear, right? And then I'm not really interested in seeing more further product reviews of similar products, because I already have a camera, and every new camera review that I would watch will just tell me maybe I bought the wrong camera or something like that, you know. So it's natural that those channels are very driven by search and continue to be driven by search. And this way, you still, in that case, should be worrying about SEO. But if you have a channel that is more community driven, yeah, especially vlogs are good examples that later on, even vlogs have to start out with optimizing for search because they don't have the community yet. But later on, they are very driven by the community. And then the suggested videos algorithm as well as the home algorithm will work really well for them. And once those algorithms work really well for them, at that point, they don't have to worry about SEO anymore. Because getting suggested is already enough for them. And it's in the end even more powerful even. So then you don't have to worry about. So you have to see like how much does your content depend on search in general? How well can you establish your fan base? Because the suggested videos algorithm and home algorithm are very driven by the viewing history of your fans, of the people who keep coming back to watch your new videos. This is actually the data that those algorithms use in order to identify which other people they should recommend your videos to. And without this data from your fan base, your active subscriber, the suggested videos algorithm and the home algorithm, they can't really work. Yeah, metadata is not enough for them. So this way, wow, there's a raid. Tim, how are you doing? G. Michael, how are you doing? Cheers to Niminati. Really great group, actually. Wow. That's my first raid, actually, that I ever got. So cool to see you, everyone. Costume CO, how are you doing? Scully, House of Thrillers, how are you doing? Faces D, how are you doing? Really great. Yeah, I don't know what to say. You do it. How are you doing? So cool. Welcome, everyone. Arts a bit. That sounds a little bit German. No, I just there's this German word Doctor, Arzt, but doesn't have to do anything with that, right? BLT gamers, how are you doing? 5 minutes air shows, new faces. Welcome to the stream. It's one of the monthly channel review streams that I did, but I bet you just came from the channel review live stream from the Nimmin brothers, right? So that's always cool. I'm impressed in how long they actually can always do those streams. My brain power doesn't even get me half through this. I mean, sometimes 7 hours, right? It's impressive, yeah. Yeah, I was just talking about the YouTube algorithms a little bit. Since you are here, I'm done with doing channel reviews, but if you have some questions about the YouTube algorithm, for example, or just YouTube growth in general, let me know. So you did a YouTube ad or Facebook ad, you target a specific workplace when advertising. Sorry, for ads, I don't really have any experience for that. But certainly what I was once for Facebook ads, I sat together with a very knowledgeable Facebook ad person, and he explained me his process. And what was really interesting there, and I think that applies everywhere, I certainly placed ads on Reddit, for example, as well as on Twitter. And so from that experience, plus the expert that told me his secret sauce, so to say, is that you never know whether your targeting is right. When we compare it, for example, to YouTube's algorithms, their job also is to target your videos to the right people. And those algorithms, suggested videos algorithm, for example, is really good at that, really good. So chances are, if you do your own targeting, yeah, for example, on YouTube, that this is much worse than the suggested videos algorithm could do, yeah. Because the suggested video algorithm has really a good understanding of who the people are, which interests they have. So we as advertisers don't have much information about how we would target it properly. And this makes it really difficult. But I like Reddit, for example, because you can target your ads to specific subreddits. And since subreddits are very focused on certain interests those people have, targeting ads for those subreddits is really effective. Yeah, I did it for Morningfame on the YouTuber subreddit. In YouTuber subreddit, and I got it down to 50 cents per one sign up of Morningfame. I obviously promoted my tool there. So it was a really good price point there, although the communities are not very big, so big marketing is not possible there. I did it on Twitter. The targeting, I found out that you can target people who follow certain people. So what I did there is I targeted people who follow Daryl Eves, Tim Schmoyer, Amy Schmidtauer, as she was named back then, still Landino nowadays, and so people like this who are active on Twitter, yeah, and have an audience that is very focused around YouTube, and that's my target audience as well. So I promoted this on Twitter as well. Got down to I think 75 cents per sign up. That was what I was managing to do. Granted, it was still at a point where Morningfame was free, fully in beta still. So people are more likely to sign up then because I was able to write in the ad, it's free. It changed when I started charging to $1.25 on Twitter per sign up. Which is sign up for the free trial, of course. And so I learned from the Facebook ad person that even though he was known in the area as like the expert, everyone was saying like he knows it all. And he told me that when he does a new campaign for a new client of his, he roughly invests $500 to $1,000 just to run like 100 different campaigns with different targeting, just doing it for a few days. Automated, by the way. He doesn't do all those campaigns by hand. The tool he used was Cappuccino, something like Cappuccino, for placing Facebook ads. And this way, having 100 campaigns running at the same time, for different demographics, different filters, how you target the ads, he is able to identify those parameters that do really well. He stops all the other campaigns because they didn't perform as well, obviously, and only continues to run those that are successful. Obviously, this is very costly, but this is, even for him who has years of experience, I don't know, decades even, the way to figure out what is the right targeting. And then, once he has those targeting parameters figured out, he can continue to place ads, and they work well. They convert well after those tests. But it's the upfront investment that he needs to do. Obviously, he does it for paying clients, so he has the budget for that. But this is the biggest challenge, yeah, at this point, because targeting is so difficult. And therefore, for that reason, I like Twitter and Reddit so much, because the way you can target there, as I just explained, gives you already an easy understanding of who the audience is. It's not that clear cut on Facebook, because you have those tags of interests, and they are like not very well maintained, sometimes wrong even. So you never know which tags, targeting tags, are really the right ones to use, even though they sound great. They sometimes don't make sense. So you have to do those testing upfront. Yes, and read the Bloomberg article and the conspiracy theory about YouTube favoring channels from big companies. Huh. Yeah, good question. Todd, the head of the Search and Discovery team, always states that the Search and Discovery algorithm is completely independent from the monetization algorithm, so it can't influence it. But I don't know about that. Anyway, that is the part from receiving ads. Right? If you want to place ads, then it's a really great platform. I heard good things about placing ads on YouTube, but you really have to know how to do it right. You have to have a good video that converts, and then the targeting, as I just explained, is tough to do. Much tougher than the suggested video algorithm is able to do that. Cestivix, if you have the link to the Bloomberg article, feel free to post it in the chat. I can accept it because it will be blocked automatically. Obviously, links are blocked. Any other question? That's interesting. Did you see the vidIQ video on quality watch time? It's still ambiguous to me, but apparently YouTube's quality metric will include when people write and read comments. I think it's interesting. Yeah, commenting. You know, I think there is something to it. But it's rather complicated. You have to think, first of all, which algorithm are you talking about? Yeah. When it comes to comments, it's not so much about the search algorithm, but more about the video recommendations. So home and recommended suggested videos. And that algorithm works completely different than the search algorithm. We usually, as YouTubers, have the perspective from our video. We think about our video. So, like this very common thing is, please give me a like, yeah, in the hopes that if my video has a lot of likes, then it will skyrocket and really take off, right? But that's not how it works. Having many likes and also having many comments in this case doesn't really help the video directly. However, these engagement things are relevant to the viewer history. And that's where the suggested videos and home algorithm tap into. They don't work with the video. They don't evaluate the video itself that much. They rather, on the other side, evaluate the viewer, how they enjoyed the video. Yeah, and if you have a video and you have 10 viewers enjoyed, and only one viewer didn't enjoy, then that's a really good sign. 9 out of 10, that would be like super crazy good, I imagine. Anyway, so based on the viewer enjoyment, it says like, okay, then this has to be a good video, and that's where the comments come in. Yeah, if you have. The question is, how much does a viewer enjoy a video? And that depends on watch time, click-through, of course. How often are they likely to click a video when they get a notification or see it in the suggested videos? How long do they watch it, in view duration? And how engaged are they? Do they give likes? Dislike would bring it down, yeah. Do they leave comments? Yeah, and that all are signals in a bundle, so to say, to tell YouTube how much this particular this particular viewer enjoyed the video. Yeah, so it's not the video that's evaluated, but the viewers. Yeah, and then let's say we have a big group of viewers who enjoyed this video. Then YouTube knows of those videos, what interest do they usually have? What related videos do they watch? Yeah, and who are their like interest doppelgangers, so to say. Yeah, if you are a viewer on YouTube, chances are there are a few other viewers who are having similar interests, watching similar videos. Yeah, like your doppelganger in a sense of watching behavior. Yeah. And so if the recommendation engine, suggested videos and home, got signals that many viewers enjoyed the video, and that includes commenting because that's a higher grade of engagement, then it looks at all those doppelgangers those videos have, those viewers have, yeah, the doppelgangers, and recommends your video that they enjoyed, yeah, to those doppelgangers, and hopefully they also enjoy the video, and then it could potentially produce a snowball effect that from viewers to doppelgangers to doppelgangers and so on, the video is promoted more and more. So that's where the comments come in. All right. Yeah, indeed. Having comments as a metric is indeed something that couldn't be that easily tricked, right? And therefore YouTube is liking metrics like these. It's I don't think, yeah, you know, I don't think that it's really news, or did vidIQ just release something about a recent algorithm change? Yeah, the design of the suggested video algorithm was always, or at least for 5 years at least, in a sense that they basically monitor how engaged viewers are, and this way evaluate the video. Not the video directly, but through the eyes of the viewers. Yeah, this is in itself something that you can't really trick, because there are humans who decide if they like the video or not. Yeah, and humans don't like a video if it's bad in actuality. So they only engage with good videos, right? Sestivix just posted the link of the Bloomberg article, which I think I will open myself so I don't forget. Interesting. Okay. PUBG Mobile, an invite code. Here you go. Here's one. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about the tool. Ah, okay. Official statement from the Creator Academy blog. Okay, I see. I have to check that out. The algorithm changes all the time, so they might have given it a little bit more weight than before. Hope through prophecy. If you monetize your videos, you don't get more chances to get into suggested videos. No. This is something that Todd, the head of the search and discovery team at YouTube, the people who create the algorithms, said many times in interviews that these two algorithms, monetization and recommendations, are completely separate. Yeah, so there is no impact whatsoever. It's actually you find on YouTube a little bit of information that tells otherwise. Yeah, there was I think in the last Adpocalypse, I don't know, is in the context of that, there was a study made which showed that videos that get demonetized suddenly drop in traffic, get lesser views. So they claimed that monetization impacts the success, how much they trigger the algorithms in a way. I strongly believe that this was just a mathematical correlation. So it happens at the same time, but the cause is something different. Yeah, it is, you know, something if people start flagging a video or something like that, yeah, then or disliking a video, yeah, it's difficult to explain now. I don't have the full thoughts together anymore. It's long back, but the viewer behavior indicated that the video is not good, it's something that is not okay for the YouTube platform, they don't like or something, and then at the same time they flag it, and this way the demonetization happens. But the cause of it is the viewer behavior and not the two algorithms talking to each other, yeah, something like that. So you have to be careful about that. I really believe, Todd, that there is no connection whatsoever. He's a very straight up guy and always thinks deeply about these things and knows the algorithm in and out. So yeah, he would actively lie actually if that wouldn't be true. But he does tell the truth. Should we re-edit older videos, description, title tags aimed at search? Really good question, Tom. You can do. Recently, there was an AMA from YouTube directly, where again, Todd, by the way, did answer a question about something related to that. There is this myth going around that if you change your metadata, then you somehow reset the YouTube algorithm, that the YouTube algorithm penalizes your video because you changed the metadata. That is absolutely not true. He debunked that. There is no mechanism whatsoever that penalizes a change in your metadata. Yeah, if you change your title, your thumbnail, whatever, the algorithm does not like it. Yeah. Like the myth said, yeah, that this is something you shouldn't do because the algorithm will then be grumpy, yeah, in a sense. It's not true. However, if you change your metadata, you can change it for the worse, right? I mean, you change it and you might optimize it for a different search term, but this was a bad idea. Or you change the thumbnail and you think it looks better, but it suddenly lost one element that intrigued previously people to click on your video. Yeah, you can screw it up. Yeah, so be careful about that. But it's a good idea, I would say, since it's hard to tell what to improve that really has an effect. Always wait a little bit for the videos to gain traction in the beginning and see how well they are doing, so that you don't do a change too early when in reality it wouldn't have been necessary. Yeah. So wait a few weeks at least, I would say, to see how your video performs. And if you then think there is something that you could optimize in terms of the metadata or just the thumbnail, which is an easy thing to do, then do it, try it. But also, if you changed something, wait, I would say, a week, yeah, to see how the algorithm reacts to it, yeah, or how well it works together with the algorithm and the audience that that watches the video after you did the change, because it takes indeed a little bit time. I saw it with my own eyes actually. Daniel Bartal once showed me his analytics when he did a thumbnail A/B testing, and it looked like if you just wait a day, or on the first day after changing your thumbnail, the traffic that trickles in is a little bit slow, and it takes a little bit longer, not just one day, for the algorithm to really pick up again, because I just said that the algorithm does not penalize any metadata change. That's one thing, but also the algorithm gains an understanding of who is the right audience for your video, right? And if you change the metadata, then the algorithm has to relearn for whom the video is good for, yeah? And that takes a little bit of time. So give it a little bit time after the change to see if the effect is really positive. If you would just wait one day and then say like, oh, that doesn't look good, let me change it back to the original metadata and thumbnail, that might then be the case that you just didn't wait long enough and it was actually a change for the better. Yeah, I hope that helps. What's a good click-through rate? Yes, high click-through rate and watch time is what really drives your video on YouTube. That is the two most important factors that we really can see as a number. Yeah, video topic is, in my opinion, the third most important factor. Right video topic, high click-through rate, high watch time, and you have a winner. And suggested videos algorithm is likely to kick in as well. My pleasure, Tom. So click-through rate and watch time, always try to improve it as much as you can. Mike, it depends a little bit on how many impressions you get. If you are still a small channel, then it is possible that you get, with a few views as a small channel, you get the click-through rate looks high as a percentage, but it's actually just not enough impressions to really have a proper data about your video. Yeah. So always look at the impressions. They at least should be in the 5 digits, like 10,000 impressions at least. Only at that point you can really tell, like if you have a high click-through rate of, let's say, 10%, which would be crazy high. Then you could tell that it's really real. Yeah. If you would have 100 impressions only and a click-through rate of 10%, then you're probably just lucky because your subscribers watched it and they are likely to click through anyway. Yeah, so it's not really thanks to your thumbnail. That only has this proof only comes with a lot of impressions and showing the video to many viewers. Same is obviously for watch time, although that does not fluctuate that much as the click-through rate percentage that you see in the studio beta. But also watch time, usually you get more watch time from your subscribers than you get from your non-subscribers, visitors. And so you will naturally see your watch time going down the more you get successful with getting promoted on YouTube, because then suddenly more and more non-subscribers come in who just generally have a lower watch time. 36K impressions, 10% click-through rate, impressive, and nearly 10 minutes, 7 minutes watch time. Wow, this is really impressive. I mean, yeah, don't worry about that too much. It goes down and up all the time. So yeah, the long game is what matters. And I bet you already get into suggested videos quite a lot with these great numbers. Impressive. Yeah, good number of healthy impression numbers. Good question. I don't know. It depends on your channel size, you know, and also on your channel setup, because the studio beta shows you the impression count, but also only for the recommendation engine. If you have a channel with a lot of search traffic, for example, yeah, and even big channels are sometimes still very driven by search, mostly driven by search, like tech review, product review channels, then you won't see that as impressions in the studio beta. But if you are driven a lot by suggested videos and home, then you see those impressions counted in the studio beta, and the more the better, obviously. I think the thing you should look at, yeah, and that's something that I learned from Daryl Eves, is when you look at the views that you get over time each day on your channel overall. Yeah, look at that report. Channel overall, views you get over time, and you see like this. Most channels who grow like go steadily up, right? Obviously. Because you work on growing your channel and you get more and more views. You have these little spikes all the time when you publish a new video, because then you get a lot of views from your active subscribers. But then you have this effect that you sometimes have a really big hit video on your channel, one that really takes off. And ideally, yeah, until you get those big hits, you make sure that your videos get high watch time. And in Mike's case, with nearly 7 minutes, you certainly have that. You do everything that you can do in order to convert those new viewers from to subscribers, with engaging in comments so they feel more loyal to you, with asking them to subscribe, to make by having a good channel page that describes your channel well, because many people look at the channel page first to subscribe, and if it explains the channel well, they are more inclined then to click the subscribe button on your channel page. You have to learn all that and get everything like this into place, right? That people are more likely to subscribe, because then if you have one of those successful videos that every now and then happen, that really take off, bring in thousands of new viewers, let's say, to your channel, then they also subscribe, ideally, yeah, because you have everything figured out already. Your videos are very polished in this regard already. And this, what I mentioned, I learned from Daryl Eves, increases your baseline, yeah. So you basically usually can see in this graph over time for your channel how the views go up, but then you have this jump, and then after that, like on average, the views on average after that videos are higher than before this video, because suddenly you have grown your subscriber base, and with every new video that you publish, you have a bigger audience that keeps coming back, that produces a higher base count of videos. You get a base count of views you get for each new video you upload, and that's usually an effect, yeah. That's quite interesting to see. So look at that. Look at how you increase your baseline of average views you get each day, and then basically there is no good number. Yeah, you always wanna improve that. Yeah, and I think the best thing to look at it is to make sure that you have things in place that when every now and then a video takes off, you make the most out of it. Yeah, if that is usually a bad thing for very new YouTubers who don't have this polished process yet, where the watch time is still low. I mean, they didn't have overcome the huge YouTube learning curve yet, right? And they get lucky and have one video that really takes off, but it doesn't really help them, other than that they have a successful video, which is obviously great, but you won't have to have a sustained effect from that. And that is only possible if you have everything in place to convert them into subscribers. And not only by asking them and commenting, one aspect is also to have linked content in place. Everyone who watches Brian G. Johnson, and I bet if you are still around from Nick's live stream, you know him well. He talks about the view handoff method. Yeah, the idea that in the end screen you pitch a video that they should watch next, because that's also good. If you do it all the time, yeah, and then suddenly one of your videos really takes off, then people might not just subscribe right away, because yeah, it's one video, and how often do we subscribe to channels? We watch more often videos from channels, and we don't subscribe, quite frankly. But if you are managing at the end of the video to hand them off to another of your videos, so they watch the second video in a row, and then maybe you have the handoff method there in place as well, and they start binge watching your videos, then they eventually will subscribe as well. Yeah, so that's also another way. If you have all that in place, you can really make the most out of one successful video, and then this raises your baseline, because suddenly you have a much bigger active audience, active subscriber base, and this is kind of like a jump up for your channel, and this way you can well grow your number bigger and bigger. YouBackTube Jeff is asking, what is the one source or thing you did to get more subscribers in large numbers? Was it Reddit doing collaboration with Brian G? Yeah, my channel is not the best example, actually. In the very beginning, it was promoting my videos in Facebook groups, YouTuber Facebook groups, which was really working for me, bringing me initial audience, because my content really fit well in the group, and this way it helped me. But really most of my channel growth is due to the YouTube tool. Yeah, Nick, Brian and all are doing marketing for my tool. They sign up, and in my tool I always announce my latest videos, and this way they find out about my channel and then obviously subscribe, because it adds well to when you are a Morningfame tool user. So that's mainly my growth, and that certainly is not something anyone else can do, or maybe a handful of people. Okay, all right. Yeah, I would say let's wrap it up for today. Was really great doing these reviews again. I will do another channel review live stream in about a month. So looking forward to that. Next week we go back to regular programming. You will see a video from Brian again. Great content as always. He really became a video making machine, right? Recently. The first video making machine was Nick Nimmin. Certainly, he super impressive at what pace he produces the videos, and Brian now does it too. It's just amazing. I wish I could be so productive in this sense. All right, yeah, you know how to find me. I look forward to chat with you in other comments or Facebook or email and all that. Yeah, look forward to the next one. Vegan games, one last question. I'm the creator of the Morningfame tool. Now 4 years full-time work in the making. So a long history, but I really look forward to release the algorithm tab to early access in 1 or 2 weeks. This will be, I can't wait. It's really the first time. Sometimes I think like announcing new features is kind of marketing. Yeah, you have to say it in nice words and build up anticipation. But this algorithm tab is the first thing where I see so much potential that I really can't wait to publish it. For many months now, but finally it's getting ready. All right, then have a great rest of your Sunday. I look forward to meet you again in the next live stream in a month, or everywhere else in the interwebs. Have a great day, my friends. Cheers.